on tap between the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That's a gain of 13 and a very solid opening play for this offense. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Trying to run forward with Jacobs. And he's got room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 56 yards for him already. An excellent drive to kick off this divisional round matchup. That might be an understatement. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. Mike Purcell with the tackle.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run right here with Jacobs. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Counter play with Jacobs. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. They go with Jacobs. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And this defense holds on the night's opening drive. So, Charles, they wanted 7 on that opening drive. They didn't want to settle for a field goal.
Felt like a tone setter. You know, that's what they were looking for, because a lot of teams, they'll march it downfield, and when they kick the field goal, it almost feels disappointing, doesn't it? You have a nice drive. I think this team decided, guess what? No matter what, we're going for the 6, trying to put those points on the board and set them back on their heels.
But unfortunately, that mentality did not work out. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
following the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Williams. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for first.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the gun, it's Wilson.
Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protecting himself as best he could while completing the play.
This one complete to Jerry Jeudy.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
No catches for him in the wild card win last week, but he's got a first quarter grab here.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Up the middle, it's Williams.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it in 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Midfield now. Here's Wilson.
They'll get this underneath to Edmonds.
And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. They'll go for it with Edmonds. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Good spot on the field to go for it. Kind of no man's land, as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow. Might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway. Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Here's Wilson.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
John Johnson with the INT.
And the Browns will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on second down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
To throw is Murray. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Big Kenny Clark that time pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Murray. And his throw is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch in the playoffs. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend.
Hey.
First down, Murray. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, I can spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
A handoff, Jacobs running to the left. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Murray now. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. They're going for it. It's Murray. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Broncos will take over on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, they moved the ball okay here in these first two drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
Fourth down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt.
Back deep, Jakeem Grant. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. A good return there, 17 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round.
And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight, maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now on 2nd and 13. Wilson got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Throwing is Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former Bronco All-Pro, Chris Harris. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
That happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
92 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
2nd and 1, if people want to run the football, this is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Got a man, it's Darren Waller.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense in every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
Josh Jacobs scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Browns are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Extra point by York is up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by John Johnson.
And the Browns are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Things just kind of continuing to unravel for them here in the second half. They take the shot downfield, but this defense, once again, up to the task.
Well, this is where you think about the old phrase, desperate times call for desperate measures, because they've got nothing on the scoreboard, and they're just trying to get something, anything to go their way. But in this case, they turn the ball over.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. So that, Charles, maybe the play that this defense has been looking for.
They've hung in there, and if they lose this game, it won't be from a lack of effort on their part. The key question is, can the offense finally do something, because we're into the 3rd quarter, and a 0 is still glowing on the scoreboard.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Wilson's throw there, complete to Hamler.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson,
he'll go up top here for Hamler.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
They go play action with Wilson.
Got a man, it's Judy, complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Play action. Now Wilson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 148 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he's brought down. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day.
Jacobs, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here.
York able to send this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. They need to come up with something as they get this drive started. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson.
That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. The throw over the middle taken in and all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left.
And this is taken in by Hamler for a Bronco touchdown. Well, time to let those folks... For the late local news, we may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
McManus's point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. The Browns drive about to get started.
And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday.
Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Running is Jacobs.
And good work there in open space. He's got this all the way down now to the 32. 174 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Here's Jacobs from the gun. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
To throw is Murray. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25. And my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
Finds Dulcich out left side.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. This will be caught. Judy. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Well, this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Throwing now is Wilson.
Throw over the middle, taken in by Dulcich. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Wilson to throw.
is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This could potentially send us to overtime.
The kick by McManus is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play.
So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And this is going to be intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
Run it up, touchdown, I'm snapping. In the field with the plays, John Madden. It's a many given Sunday magic. Lights came prime time action. Run it up, touchdown, I'm snapping. In the field with the plays, John Madden. It's a many given Sunday magic. Round of applause and you go, that's it. Damn, that's a bomb with a flick on my wrist. Jersey on my chest, that's a team that I rep. Came in as a rookie, now I'm balling like a vet. If you talking crazy, better say it with your chest. Hit him with the right, then I hit him with the left. Then the juke move, high swing, stiff arm, lights out, you snooze. Lights came, prime time action. Run it up, touchdown, I'm snapping. In the field with the plays, John Madden. It's a many given Sunday magic. Lights came, prime time action. Run it up, touchdown, I'm snapping. In the field with the plays, John Madden. It's a many given Sunday magic. It is not a game, it is not a game. Banging on your chest when I come through the pain. Never been about the money or the fame. But when it bring both, so here we go again. Wins on the road, yeah, I got those. Couple records that I hold, yeah, I got those. It's the playoffs, the team just got home. We ain't going outside when it matter most. Lights came, prime time